Okay, I think Earth is long overdue to start making some money. We made $1.5 septillion since we've been gone. And apparently hit tier 5 in that old event, so we got the dark knit jacket. So I think the first thing we're going to upgrade is probably going to be the banks, because that's already making $5.6 quintillion every few seconds. Now it's making $7.4 quintillion every few seconds. And I didn't realize we had so many angels suddenly. We currently have 77,000. If we restart, we'll have 5.7 million. So let's go ahead and do that because that's going to make a big difference. We're not actually going to restart. We're going to use 20 gold to just increase our profits. So we went from making $7 quintillion every few seconds to $567 quintillion every few seconds. While we're at it, and since I have the gold, let's add a 27 times multiplier to Earth, which we're long overdue for, and then a speed multiplier also. So now our banks are up to making $15 sextillion every second. And I haven't even bought all profits times 3 yet, so now that's making $46 sextillion a second. Then I'll go ahead and buy everything I possibly can for now. Don't worry, that money will make itself back in no time. And then we're going to buy all profits times 3 by sacrificing 10 angels, then angel investor effectiveness plus 2% for 100,000 angels. That's absolutely worth it. Because now we're up to $200 sextillion a second. Then we're going to buy this to get all profits times 3 for the banks again. The banks are going to be our money makers for now in case you haven't noticed. And that jacket we got for the event is actually pretty good. Adds an 80% bonus to the base speed of all businesses on any planet or event. That's actually a huge bonus. Now look how fast it is. It's making $606 trillion probably 2 times a second. So let's increase that angel investor effectiveness by another 2%. That's going to bump that up further to $812 sextillion. And then I'm just going to buy these other 2 because I might as well, and then upgrade whatever I can. By the time I buy all these, I have a feeling we'll be ready for even more. Maybe not, but most of our businesses are at max speed. I'm going to let this sit and run. It's going to make its own money for a little bit. Earth is finally moving. But we need to check in on the moon. We never know what it's up to. 3.2 Tre Septuagintillion. Yeah, I don't really know what that means either, so we're just going to buy another 43 levels of werewolves. Progress seems to be slowing down because even after all this time, we can only get about 7 times the angels we have now, which is still a lot, but normally we get way more than that. So let's go do that for 20 gold. Yep. Things all look pretty good here, so we're going to let the moon run for a while. And we can earn $1 more thanks to our earnings. Just 1. Now over here on Mars, we've earned 22 sexquadragintillion. So it all looks like it's doing pretty well. I'm going to see what upgrades we can have before committing to anything. Like all profits times 33. That seems like an obvious choice to me. And then these all get a 33% increase as well. Which doesn't leave us with enough money to upgrade the lower 2, but everything else we'll upgrade it to the next level provided we can. And we'll do it in descending order because usually the more expensive businesses make more money. Now, if we were to restart right now, we would go from 216 octodecillion angels to 1.4 unbigintillion. And I'm going to assume that's worth it. We're going to sacrifice another 20 gold to do that because that's going to make our profits go a little bit more. At 2% bonus profit per angel, we just increase our profit by a lot. Because just doing that earned us all these extra upgrades. We're not quite up to this one, but we will be soon. So while we're waiting for that, I'm just going to quick buy all of those and then see how many angels we're allowed to sacrifice. So what we're going to do is quick buy these to do a safe buy, and we actually got to buy everything there. And I noticed we already unlocked the next upgrade again already because we're making that much more profit again. President Carter, all profits times 55. Once Mars gets going, it really gets going. So then I'm just going to once again work my upgrades in descending order, starting with the most expensive businesses. And my highest earner currently is 22 octoquadragintillion, 10 times a second. Even with all this progress we're making, it's still a long time between upgrades. We just got the Mars attacks guy here. We can buy 1 more of those, but then we're back to waiting again. And this is with like a lot of multipliers, 17.77 times multipliers. We could always use the angels to keep our progress going, but even that can only do so much unless we let them build up for a while. So let's step back to the Earth for a second and see that it's earned $1.6 octillion since I've been gone, which is enough to earn my next upgrade to either the oil or the bank. I'm going to take a gamble here and go for the oil, and hopefully that it jumps up high enough to make it worthwhile. But then again, I can also buy the bank upgrade anyway, so now between the 2 of them, they're making a lot of money. And then don't forget the car wash and the pizza place. And then one of my rewards was a time warp, so get 1 day worth of profit instantly. That's 800 octillion, yeah, go for it. So that's going to help us unlock another upgrade for our oil rig. So it's now making $17 septillion every couple seconds. And that's also going to help us buy all sorts of upgrades for our other businesses. We're going to make our money back in no time, and we could probably restart for quite a few angels at this point because we made a lot of money. from 5.7 million angels to 4.2 billion. And for 20 gold, we don't need to restart. See, now my higher earning businesses are making $1.5 octillion twice a second, $3 octillion per second. And that's considering like 1 minute ago, 1 day of earnings was $900 octillion. Now we're going to make that in a few minutes. And in a few minutes from now, we're going to make that in less than a second. Then I kind of forgot I could sacrifice more angels. So we're going to sacrifice 100 million angels to get angel investor effectiveness, another 2%. Then do you think it's worth sacrificing a full 1 billion angels for all profits times 5? I'm not sure if it is, because that is 1/4 of our entire angels. So we'll maybe let them build up just a little bit more while upgrading everything else. The money is starting to roll, and we already got 10 megabucks for I don't know why, but I'll take them. We've pushed Earth all the way into the known millions of dollars, so that means another bank upgrade. And I should probably start buying some of these managers. I can afford most of them. They're going to make things 10% cheaper and show dollars per second. But that does kind of show you how much they're making in comparison to each other. And as I suspected, the banks are making the most at $5.14 octillion a second. And their next upgrade won't take too long. It's going to cost $25 million to do it, but that's going to make their profits times 7, and then 1 tradecillion for all profits times 7 for all businesses. Maybe Earth just isn't supposed to be a moneymaker. We're going to upgrade the donuts, and then we're going to probably do the angels. We're only going to get about 3 times as many angels, but I feel like that's going to be worth it because we can just use 20 gold to do that. That puts our banks up to $20 octillion a second. And I mostly wanted this, angelic selection, all profits times 5 for 1 billion angels. I couldn't do that before because that would have been 1/4 of our angels. Now that's less than 1/15. So yeah, that's definitely worth it. Almost $100 octillion a second for the bank. Which means we're going very quickly upwards, and it's only going to be a few more seconds to get the next upgrade for the bank. So all profits times 7 after that. So then once we buy it, we're looking at $662 octillion a second. That very quickly gives us enough money to buy the oil upgrade. And we'll do the movie studios too. Then it's not going to take long to save up a tradecillion for all profits times 7. And then we're going to upgrade the oil rig. So it's now making $915 octillion a second. It's actually making more money than the bank, and the bank has been upgraded. Look at all that money. So we're just going to go ahead and upgrade everything now while saving up for a tradecillion. And that didn't take very long at all. $1 decillion. So that means I should be able to buy... Oh, it's a tradecillion. I really gotta get better with my numbers. To be fair, these are ridiculously big numbers that people don't typically deal with ever because there's no point. But I think it goes decillion, duodecillion, then tradecillion. So I'm gonna need 1,000,000 times what I just made to have 1 tradecillion, so it's gonna be a few minutes. Or is it? If we restart right now, that's over 10 times the amount of angels, and at 10% profit per angel, that could be worth it. Because at least now our businesses are making us $10 million per second. So we'll maybe let this build up a little bit of profit for a few minutes. Mars, while we've been gone, has earned 34.5 that. But now when we're getting our next layer of upgrades, they're going to be times 99 profits for businesses. So that's going to add up to a considerable amount. But things are still slowing down because if I try to upgrade my businesses, there's only 3 of them that I can afford. So let's do the same thing with the angels and prestige them. We're spending a lot of gold just prestiging. But that does seem to be worth it because suddenly we can afford upgrades for just about everything. And that includes free cookies, all profits times 15. Plus men profit times 99, ladybugs times 99, Mars attacks, the brain, and an orb times 99. And by the time I close that menu, we can buy the next level for most of my businesses. And we made a pretty big jump when it comes to the angels. We can go from 61 Vigintillion to 55 Vigintillion. So we skipped over the quads. We went from 3 to 5. And I don't even need to use them yet, we're still getting upgrades. But even just doing that, like it's worth it to instantly restart again because I'm going to have so many more angels. And 2% per angel is just always worth it. Especially because that boosts us all the way up the trees. Or all profits times 25. Gonna go ahead and click on that one. So now our money is doing this. It's going up very, very quickly on a number I can't even imagine. And then we're going to buy upgrades for every one of our businesses until they restart again. And I really need to keep checking on my angel upgrades because for 100 Vigintillion, we can get all profits times 7. And I feel like that's a very small amount right now. But it's getting hard to say because it's very hard to really understand how big these numbers are. So we'll just keep clicking on things until something new happens. But the next layer of profit upgrades is going to be 999. So every upgrade from this point forward is going to be 1,000 times profit. Which looks something like that. Again, these numbers are kind of too big to comprehend, but they're really big. Still don't have enough to upgrade my robotic crabs, but we'll get there eventually. And another huge jump for the angels that I think we're probably going to use because we're going from the 5 to the 8. Because if I'm understanding this correctly, 1 octo-vigintillion is 1 billion times bigger than 1 quinvigintillion. Or somewhere in that neighborhood at least. It's a very much bigger number. And look at all the things that comes with. I think we're going to get all profits times 9 and all profits times 9. But to be sure we're not spending anything we can't really afford, I'm going to quick buy it. And yep, there we go. That seemed to have bought everything, so we're just going to keep working our way down the list. And we're going back to check on Earth for a sec. We've only been gone for 11 minutes. It felt like a lot longer, but we've made $210 decillion since we've been gone. So I'm going to use that money pretty much just to upgrade my oil rig, which is now making $57 million a second. The angels are getting up there. They are worth 10% bonus profit per angel, so it's probably worth it to do the upgrade now. That's 10 times the amount of angels. It's just a shame we only have 3 gold left. If only we had a way to get more gold. Yeah, we could just buy it. Now these businesses are making $500 and $700 million a second, which is a pretty big increase from where they were earlier. And that's going to fuel all sorts of other upgrades that we're just going to go ahead and buy as they pop up, because it doesn't matter anymore. Any one of these is worth a big amount of money to upgrade. And now we can definitely sacrifice 100 billion angels for 9 times profits. And that means my bank is now earning me $4.5 decillion a second. And I didn't realize this before, but my lemonade stand is actually up to $2.6 decillion a second by itself. So it's making almost as much as these two. And I used to think the lemonade stand was so useless. But we're going to upgrade donuts, pizza, and newspaper as soon as it comes back for us. And it seems like we've hit another little lull in our progress, so let's go back to Mars. It also seems to be a little bit of a slow point, but we're going to buy what we can for now and then give it a minute to see if it can catch up. Okay, I've given it about 10 seconds and I'm not going to wait any longer than that. We're using the angels to restart. That's better. Look at all those upgrades we can buy again. This one's going over 5,000. The rest of them, well, we're just going to keep clicking on them until they won't let me click on them anymore. And that can bring us way down the upgrade list here, but also all profits times 9. Then everything else along the way also, which includes all profits times 66 further down the list. We're just unlocking as quick as we see them. The reason we haven't got another level for our spider crab yet is because it costs Novem Septuagintillion. We're at Duo right now, we need to get to Novem. And those two things are a long ways from each other still. But that's okay, that gives me something to work forward to while I'm just clicking on upgrades as quickly as I can. This is pretty satisfying though. Every time I come back into the upgrade menu, I've got 4 or 5 to buy. And once I do that, I can pretty much sit here and watch the new ones light up before my eyes. And that's just very fun. Especially when we unlock one. Earth Independence, all profits times 777. 777 times profit for all my businesses. Which definitely means I can buy a whole bunch of things here again. By the time I get back into the other menu, I'll have more things to buy again. And we've actually almost hit the bottom of the upgrade list. I didn't realize we were that close. But here's 1,000 times profit for my chocolate and ladybugs. Numbers are going up pretty quick. I still feel like we can do better. Angels, do your thing. We're going from 29 untrigintillion to 18 sextrigintillion, so that is a massive jump. And look at that, we can finally buy our spider crab upgrade. We've been waiting for a long time for this. And now it's making 1.2 unseptigintillion, which I assume is a lot. And this is basically maxed out too, because one level at a time. I have a feeling at this point a lot of the businesses are going to be doing just that. We finished all of our upgrades here. Okay, so this is now making 1.2 duoseptuagintillion. And yes, all the businesses are about maxing out now. We do still have angel upgrades. Not a lot of them. We're going to quick buy those. There's only one left that we can't afford yet, but I'm pretty sure we'll get there pretty soon. We didn't really get the planetary completion thing yet. Maybe we need to do the angel first? Maybe we just don't get it for Mars. I don't really know. Whatever the case, that's maxed out with all of the upgrades. So once I let this sit and run for about 4 weeks, we'll have plenty of profit to spend.